Back with Your Neighborhoodz Radio, or Bobby and JJ Radio, with your co-hosts, Mr. Spencer Hamilton and Daniel King with Your Neighborhoodz, which is the best exterior renovation, meaning roofing and exterior renovation company here in San Antonio. We're going to jump right into it. You guys are an anomaly in the business for many reasons. I want to touch on, as real estate agents, how important you guys can be with the prospecting that we do. And what I mean by prospecting, what us real estate agents do every day is we call people in hopes that they can one day, or in the near future, sell their house, right? That's the point of most of the phone calls that we make to our past clients, to people that we've met, for sale by owners, expires. There's so many people that we call, that Bobby calls on a daily basis. And the one thing that you want is that, well, I'm thinking about selling my house. But what comes up a lot is, my house isn't ready.
My house isn't ready. The big one is roofing, because, I mean, as you know, everyone, probably half the roofs here in San Antonio got messed up.
Right.
I bet there's still thousands and thousands of roofs that didn't get touched.
Sure.
And if, you know, when your clients are telling you, like, hey, all my neighbors replaced the roofs, I haven't done mine.
Then it's just a matter of time. But even more so when you get that phone call, my house isn't ready. A lot of times we just shut down the real estate agents. We go, okay, well, let us know when your house is ready. Right. But this is the transition where we should be passing the ball to you all.
Right. I was at a real estate agent's personal home and heard him prospecting while I was doing some grab bars or something for him in the background. And he made 4 calls while I was there, and 2 of them he got off the phone, and it was like, something needs to be done,
right.
To the house. And it was exactly what Bobby was saying, which is like, they just, okay, well, call it back when you're done or whatever. As soon as he got off the phone, I was like, why don't you just give him let me give you a little bit of a script to give him, and you can kick it over to me and say, hey, we have somebody that we know, does that type of thing, can give you a consultation on what needs to be done, and that'll help me keep it in-house for you.
Because pretty much what they're saying is, I don't want to meet with you, and I don't want to find out how much my house is worth, because I have all these honeydews
exactly
to do, and my house isn't even near ready for you to even come over and tell me. That's pretty much what they're saying, right?
Exactly.
And instead of Bobby just hanging up the phone saying, okay, I'll call you in a month, right. It should be what's the script?
The script would be, well, we work with someone who goes and looks at that type of thing, and he's got a background in, and I do have a background in flipping houses.
Right, because he's done it many times.
Yes. And he's going to be looking at, value the same way that we do. He's not, doesn't work directly for us, but he'll give you some recommendations on things that are going to be able to list your house appropriately. Because the thing is that if you go with the contractor, a lot of times they're going to be looking at how much money they can get off.
Yeah, they're going to say, oh, baseboards. You should get some new baseboards. Or
you should get a hot tub made out of plasma screen TVs and fill it with champagne or whatever. You know what I mean? For sure. They're just going to be looking to make money, and I'm not looking for that.
If that doesn't sell, I don't know what does. Yeah. Yeah. But you actually just say, like, we say, you know what, we're going to send Daniel or Spencer over there. Right. And because better you than us to know, what the cost is going to be first and foremost, but also, like, because I'm sure they have a budget, they can't spend a certain amount, and you say, okay, if I have this much money, if I was you, I would just do blank and blank.
Correct. And if they spend that budget doing ignorant things, like I explained before, you're going to have a house that you're going to have to list. If they even do get back to you, you're going to have a house that you're going to have to list that doesn't look right.
Right.
And you're going to have to, maybe they've, spent all their money already.
Sure.
And they're not going to be able to fix the things that you would have had them fix.
Yeah.
Whereas this is a way for you to still have a say in what goes on, or have at least a line of communication in what's going to be happening to this house that's a prospective listing for you, and still get the work done. And then I'm going to treat it as though, oh, well, this is who you're going with, and I'm going to inform, say Bobby and JJ of, this is the decisions we made, and here's what we're doing, and I'll send them pictures and make sure that they're, just kind of keep you.
And we can consult also, like, if you say, like, hey, we're wondering if granite countertops is going to work in this neighborhood, we can easily look in the MLS, and if there's some neighborhoods that can have granite countertops, and you're going to get value for it. But if there's some neighborhoods that if you're the only one that's ever had granite countertops, well, then that's probably not the best idea.
I'm basically looking to be an extension of your service without being an extension of your time, and help to guarantee that listing comes back to you, because you never know what's going to happen if you let it go out there, and whoever they deal with as far as a contractor. We spoke before about, do they have a friend that's a real estate agent? Are they going to get distracted? Right. People get distracted and end up going with someone.
Right.
They don't really know that well, or they forget who they've talked to because they weren't serious about it yet or whatever. I'm going to keep you on their mind, and we're going to make sure that the things that get done really are the things that needed to get done, and make sure you get that listing, and make sure I get the work, of course, too.
So for any prospecting agent, then you're just an extension. You're just another hurdle over a rebuttal.
Yeah,
correct.
And what we get a lot of times, I had 2 scenarios last week where I got called on 2 pre-listing consultations. They had not got the listing yet. the agent hadn't, but he recommended. Now, the funny thing is, I know you guys never gone into, or any of you agents ever gone into a house, and they're like, oh, yeah, we fixed it all. Look what my husband did. And you're like, you don't want to say it looks like crap or it doesn't look good. And you're like, man, that might have devalued. You know, they do things on their own, and it's kind of scary, and you don't want that as an agent. Because
that being held together by duct tape?
Pretty much. And, you know, I found one of the homeowners, they had spent probably $5,000 or $6,000 themselves, and I was cringing with the workmanship, and they were putting all their money in the wrong place. And so I had to nicely say, here's the things that you need to look at. And I checked their roof, looked at their perimeter, found hail damage. So that would have come up in inspection, which would delay closing. The other one, I went in, found damages. They said, what else do you think we should do on the home? Then I said, well, let me consult with your agent. Wasn't their agent yet, but I acted like it was.
Exactly.
And I said, let me consult with your agent to see how the CMAs in this neighborhood are. And then I said, but here's a few things off the bat I could recommend. So you don't go. I said, don't go spending money everywhere just to spend money everywhere.
Right.
And so
because a lot of people feel like they need to do that.
Yeah, they just don't know, so they start spending. So a lot of times we even get them on the upfront where people are getting ready to list, or we're getting agents saying, here, go do a pre-listing
And the
consultation.
good thing for the agent is that then you're in communication with us about what's going on.
And
you know, now you have your hands in it. Now you kind of know what's going on and what the house is going to shape up to be, and that issues are being handled. And we're in communication about all that, and you know where your prospect is, as opposed to just waiting to call back when it comes back through the cycle, or waiting for them to call you back.
And more so, if you guys catch that other stuff that's not, you know, the aesthetically, you know, the kitchens and bathrooms, you go outside, find wood rot or roof damage. It'll save us from having to fall out during the first contract, because that's when the first buyer usually runs away because they're crazy.
I literally
Scared.
looked at one today where they didn't realize that there was roof damage, and it was like catastrophic roof damage.
Right.
It saved a whole bunch of time for a lot of people.
And probably inner damage if it rain again like it did the other day.
Yeah, it sure did.
So if a prospecting real estate agent wants to get hold of you, what should they do?
Call the office, 210-262-2678. Go onto the website, yourneighborhoodz.com. Just contact us for them. Go through there. And if you like Daniel, request for Daniel.
Cool. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back with Daniel and Spence.